Greetings BookTube, I'm Anders and this is my January wrap-up. I read 2 trilogies and 1 standalone book, so all in all, not a bad reading month. Let's get straight into them. First I read The Hybrid Chronicles by Kat Zhang. It's What's Left of Me, Once We Were, and Echoes of Us. This series is set in a world where everyone is born with 2 souls. As a kid, the 2 souls share control over the body, but then the older they get, more and more one of the souls become dominant and takes over, and the recessive soul just disappears. And that happens when they're about 8 years old. The narrator of this book, Eva, is the recessive soul in a body that also contains Addie, but they're not just 8 years old, they're 16 years old. And she's still around. Of course, she can't control the body anymore, but she can still talk to Addie. And because both souls survive, they are a so-called hybrid. Hybrids are feared by the public, and the government tells everyone that they are to be feared and that they will go crazy and start killing people and other things. So they try to keep them in institutions until they fade away. Eva and Addie go into one of these institutions, and after a couple of weeks some rebels break out a couple of the kids and get them into quite a lot of trouble. If I had to guess, I would say that the inspiration for this book is mental institutions where people are locked up even if they don't have mental problems. Kind of like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I've only seen the movie, I haven't read the book, but it does share some similarities. Anyway, back to the book. The main narrator does get on my nerves a bit in the second book, but I can't totally understand why, and I can't say more than that because, to quote River Song, spoilers. And my rating for this is, I liked it. And then I read The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, and I just recently posted a review of this book, so I will link that in the description, and I will not talk about this book anymore. My rating though is that I liked it and I do recommend that you read it. And finally I read The Bromeliad, also known as the Gnome Trilogy by Terry Pratchett. Gnome in this case is spelled N-O-M-E, like that town in Alaska, I think. The gnomes are 4-inch tall humanoid creatures, intelligent creatures, and they're not only shorter than people, but their lives are shorter than humans too, and they live them at a much higher speed, which makes it hard for humans to see them. In the first book, we follow a group of gnomes that have been living in the wilderness for generations, and they believe that they are the last dozen or so gnomes left in the world. One thing leads to another, and they all get onto the back of a truck to get away from where they are, and they end up in the store, also known as Arnold Bros, established 1905. In the store they find about 2,000 gnomes living in the walls and under the floorboards, and the store gnomes have lived in Arnold Bros, established 1905, for generations, and most of them don't even believe that the outside exists, and also they worship Arnold Bros, established 1905, as if it's a god. So it's a bit of a culture shock, and an even bigger shock comes when they notice that Arnold Bros, established 1905, isn't following the usual store seasons, and mysterious signs saying final reductions or everything must go start appearing. The second and third book follow the same gnomes, only they have split up, so the events take place at the same time in different parts of the world. I can't say more than that. I really enjoyed this series. It's a middle grade series, but I really liked it and I do recommend it. If you have read any other Terry Pratchett books, especially the Discworld young adult novels, they are very similar to this, only this is set in our world. I guess that's all for now. Have you read any of these books? Thanks for watching, and until next time.